Hi guys, Dr. Tirgari here with Avalon Laser, and today we're talking about what are the 3 foods that you want to absolutely avoid when it comes to reducing or preventing acne. Now, acne is a big problem. People spend billions of dollars on treatment for it, and a lot of times people will reach for antibiotics or Accutane first thing, when in fact what they need to do is just focus on prevention first. That's really one of the most important things you can do, duh. All right, so we talk about this a lot of times in our practice, and we help people help themselves to reduce acne right from the get-go. At the end of this video, you're gonna have the top 3 foods that I strongly suggest, based on experience and based on real-world data, has been incredibly effective at reducing acne. You ready? Here it goes. First, a little preface. I wanna talk about things that you don't wanna do for your acne first and foremost. And one thing you don't wanna do is start with antibiotics first. This is common sense. Many of the antibiotics that are used for acne are also used for MRSA, resistant staph, which is generally not a good trade-off, because if you develop resistance to those antibiotics, what's going to happen when you end up getting a really serious infection, right? You want to avoid antibiotics first, and you want to focus on the things that you can do to improve skin hygiene, as well as doing the things that we're going to talk about in this video. The second thing you want to avoid first and foremost is to just jump to Accutane. I think it's kind of a lazy thing to jump to Accutane right off the bat. We really should be talking about prevention and going from the base of the pyramid to the peak of the pyramid, and doing things systematically, which is important for your overall health. First food for acne, but sugar. This may seem like common sense for a lot of people, but you'd be surprised at how many times I see clients in our practice, they just have no idea. No one's had this conversation with them, right? Sugar, avoid sugar. Little known fact, 100 years ago, did you know that the average amount of sugar that people consumed in 1 year was 100 tablespoons? 100, that's it, right? Take a wild guess at how much it is today. Any guesses? 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Today, the average amount of sugar that we consume is 12,500. That is correct. You heard that correctly. 12,500. And that's not good. So our bodies really never evolved in this short attention span of 100 years, right? To kind of adapt to this kind of overload of sugar. So of course, we see it in other things, diabetes, metabolic syndrome, blah, 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 blah. But of course, the skin does not like it either. And the skin is a marker of good health. We look at beautiful skin because we love beautiful skin, but deep down, what does skin really tell you about the person? It's really kind of a marker of health, and that's the way it should be. So when you consume too much sugar, your body doesn't know what to do with it. Your body has all kinds of things that go on down the chain, down the metabolic chain. I won't bore you with them right now, but the skin responds. And one of the things that the skin does is develop acne. We want to avoid sugar. This means reduce your consumption of sugars, okay? Reduce your sweets, okay? Reduce those Skittles, sorry guys. And you also want to reduce large sugary sodas. I generally recommend people switch to something like iced tea or non-sugary drinks. Believe it or not, just getting water and add some flavoring to it, which you can buy in the store anywhere, is actually a really good thing. It tastes delicious, and they don't add a lot of sweeteners to it. So cut down your consumption of sugar, and you'll be amazed in a few short weeks how your skin is going to respond. Number 2, here's the big one. You ready for this? You're not gonna like it, but I'm gonna tell you anyway. Dairy. Now people say, well, dairy, what about my pizza, my cream cheese? Yeah, I know, but guess what? Dairy is not really good for you. And the reason it's not good for you is because, in modern day agriculture, what they wanna do is increase production. So what they do is they pump animals full of hormones, and they do all kinds of things to increase the production of milk. Now, of course, they add lots of other things because they cram these animals into little pens, and so they have to put a bunch of antibiotics in there, and of course they develop, E. coli resistant antibiotics and all the things that go with it. 2/3 or more of the antibiotics that are used in this country actually go into animal feeds, believe it or not. A little trivia for you there. Dairy consumption is really not healthy. We are the only species that drinks the milk of another animal. Ugh, disgusting. So yeah, lactose intolerance is something that we talk about, but believe it or not, the majority of the world is lactose intolerant. Why? You're supposed to wean off of milk when you're a baby. So it's kind of a weird thing for us in human agriculture to develop this fetish for the milk of another animal. Kind of weird. But cheese is cheese. I get it. Sometimes I cheat as well. The best thing I can tell you is it is not good for you. Putting aside the dairy, the fats, the hormones, the things that are designed to take a baby cow and make it into an adult cow, right? You're not a cow, are you? You're not a cow. So you generally don't need a lot of those things that are designed to help make a baby calf become an adult, mature cow. So milk has all the things that are designed to do that and foster that. A lot of times people talk about what are the causes for other things that we see health-wise. Why do women have all these like fibrocystic disease? Why do women develop endometriosis? By and large, women have more gland tissue that responds to hormones than men do. So sadly, women get the brunt of it. As a general rule, your skin also kind of follows along with that same exact rule as we saw with food number 1, sugar. We want to cut down on dairy. Your skin is a marker of good health. When you cut down on things that are not good for you, your skin will show that. Basically a sign on the outside of what's going on the inside. Ready for number 3? I don't like it either, but it is what it is. Number 3, meat. You say, what? I gotta have my hot dog and hamburgers. Yeah, but this kind of goes back to number 2. As we talked about with dairy, they do the same things in factory farms that they do for dairy. So they pump animals full of hormones, not good for your skin, and antibiotics, not good for your health. Why do they do that? Because they want to cram the most number of animals into the smallest available space so they can increase food production and make more money. It doesn't help you with your health. I gave up meat a few years ago, and I can tell you the difference for me was absolutely incredible. I used to have horrible acne growing up. It just drove me bananas. It was really sad. But of course, as you can see, no more acne. Adult acne is a big problem. People say, well, you know what? I'm not a teenager anymore, so why do I have all this acne? I generally start with the basic fundamentals. And the first thing I do is I talk to people about their diet. Like, what are you eating? Oh, I had my In-N-Out on the way to the office, doc. Don't do that. You know, I get it. Delicious. It's addictive. But the other thing is, a lot of these foods are actually made to be addicting. And just as we saw with the tobacco industry, a lot of times the food industry does a lot of things that actually stimulate the same receptors in the brain as cocaine. So they've actually manipulated these foods. They do a lot of research in these, hidden government labs, blah, blah. But they actually do this because they want to increase your consumption of their product, okay? Kind of shady and nefarious, right? Well, it's actually kind of true. So the meat and dairy industry have a vested interest to make sure you consume as much of their product, and they addict you to their products as much as possible. All I can say is that for your skin, it's not a good combination. So cutting out the meat, and I'm not saying you're going to cut it out all the way. I'm not going to turn you into a vegan overnight, but I'm going to tell you that avoiding meat and dairy in your diet, avoiding sugar in your diet are going to be the top 3 things that are going to make a drastic difference for your overall health and for your skin health. Your skin is going to notice it. That may take a little bit longer, and if you are a younger person, it may not be a cure-all. You do have hormones. You're going to have them into your early 20s, but I can tell you it does make a difference in our practice. You have to start with the fundamentals when it comes to taking care of your health and taking care of your skin. This is part 1 in our series. There's going to be a lot more. Acne is a big problem. We deal with it in our practice all the time. We generally don't like to jump to advanced treatments until we try the basic level first. That's just good medicine. So I hope you gained a lot out of this video. Please visit our website down below or give us a call. Our staff are very knowledgeable about this very, very important topic. We're always happy to help. We look forward to seeing you for the next video in the series. Take good care. Bye-bye.